Hello everyone. I want to share with you a tip on how I access a Windows machine from my MacBook. A little bit of the background here is that a couple years ago I became a full-time Mac user. I took on a consulting job that required that I used a application that only ran on Windows. Furthermore, it could not run on a virtualized Windows environment. That is important if you have an M series Mac. If you use Parallels, that's a virtualized version of Windows. My application I needed to use doesn't work on that. On the M series Macs, the only way to get Windows on the Mac is through something like Parallels. You no longer have the option to install Windows via bootcamp. That would have worked with the Intel versions of Macs, but the M series Macs no longer support installing Windows like that. You have to use something like Parallels or some other virtualization to have Windows. So that led me down the path of a remote desktop experience. What I landed on was Chrome Remote Desktop, and I'm going to show you how it works, and I'll show you how I set it up. So the way I've done this is I've added it to my dock here. I'm going to click it. It's going to pull up all of the machines that I have available, and so I just have this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and tap on it. And this is actually an LG Gram sitting in my office. I have it set to the monitor being disabled. The lid is closed. It's always on, and it's just sitting there and it's available for me. Normally I'd have to sign in, but I have been using this recently, so I don't have to sign in. But here I am. I'm in Windows on my LG Gram, and I can do whatever it is that I need to do. I personally like to make this a new desktop, so I'll enter full screen mode, and that way I can just do a 3-finger swipe back and forth, and I just always have my my little remote desktop sitting over here as a new desktop on my Mac. All right, so how to set this up? What you're gonna do is on the Windows machine, you're gonna want to get Chrome installed. So that's part one. Get Google Chrome installed. And then you're going to go just Google Chrome Remote Desktop. And it's going to take you to a page. Now, I'm already signed in. I'm already set up. So mine looks like this. It's going to ask you to go through a setup process. You have to download a little thing. Then you're going to set up stuff like, hey, what do you want to call this machine? How do you want to make it available? You can do some security features like setting up a PIN. So what it does is not only do you have to be signed in to your Google account from any browser in the world. If you're signed into your Google account, you can go to Chrome Remote Desktop. If it's a new machine, you have to put in the PIN number, and then you can tell it to remember that, and then you're in. That's really nice because there's some added layers of security. Obviously, you have to have the credentials to get into your Google account, and then on top of it, if it's a new machine that it doesn't recognize, you have to input a PIN number. So once you've got that set up, it just kind of runs on your Mac. So I just kind of have it running here, and it's not on your Mac, on your Windows machine. I kind of have it running here. It's letting me know it's online. It's good to go. If I needed to make any sort of changes to it, I can change its name or the PIN. But that's about it. It does some other cool things, like you can do some remote support stuff. So if somebody else is running this, like maybe you're trying to help a parent or somebody with their computers, you could actually get them maybe to get to Chrome Remote Desktop and then they can give you an access code. You can connect into their computer and help support them. But I just have it set up for remote access. And again, I have to be logged into my Google account to do this. So on the Mac side of things, they want you to ideally access this through Chrome. I'm not a Chrome user. I used to be. I just kind of got away with it. I'm using just kind of all the native Apple stuff these days. So I access it via Safari. It is going to give you a warning message if you open it up in Safari. It's going to say, hey, let me just close this window. I'll show you what that winds up looking like. Well, anyway, I guess it still has me logged in, but it's going to give you this error message that says, hey, you're using an unsupported browser. You really should use Chrome, but then there's a little continue anyway button. If you're a Chrome user, not a problem. You're good to go. The reason I stuck with Safari is I'm a Safari user, and you can save this to your dock, and it's a nice looking icon. Like it saves on here. All you do is you take the URL, you drag it down there, and boom, you have this nice icon in your dock, and it works great. You can do the same thing with Chrome. You can save a Chrome bookmark to your desktop. You could give it a background image and some other stuff, and then it'll save over here in your files section. So it doesn't save with the apps. It saves over here in the files section to the right of this divider over here. I just didn't like the way it looked. So yeah, kind of trivial, but that's what it is. And really all it is a matter of signing into your Google account. So, I'm actually signed into a slightly different Google account here, but yeah, I'm signed in with my same account that I had set up for this. And there it is. There's my laptop, and we're already in it right now. So if I go back, I can disconnect. So this is what it looked like when I first pulled it up. Click this guy. There we go. It opens it up, and I can do anything from here. Neat thing is, you can also do this from your iPad. So if you're really in a pinch, even your iPhone, if you're really in a pinch and need something off of that Windows machine, you could do this. I've only had to do that like one time. I had to publish an app through this thing, and it was pretty easy to do. But yeah, there we go. My little tip on how I use Chrome Remote Desktop to access a Windows machine from my Mac anywhere in the world.